Yo, what's up? How you doing? A new episode of Touring is My Business. This is Bibi Plaza from the metal band Cryzix, and today I wanna talk about how to get more shows. Because I know how dramatic and frustrating is the feeling of starting with your band, or you have like a career and the shows are not happening. So I want to bring you some clarity of how to approach some context and things and situations to try to incentivize and get more shows from my, of course, point of view, my experience, which is 18 years building an international career with the thrash metal band Cryzix, where we toured all over the world. And we never had like a big agency or a big management or a big label. So this means that all the work and all the things that we want to make happen, it's because the band had to work really on it. It's not like we had a magic papa that was calling I don't know who to play with them, or to get us the best festivals. We had to do this inner work and this underground work to get all the things done. So, but first of all, let me first say this, okay? This is not like a magic trick. It's like if the product is not well enough crafted, and this is the basic, okay? This is the basic that I assume that you are already taking care of. But if the product is not well enough, is not well crafted enough, it's gonna be harder and harder for you to get shows. What do I mean by the product? I mean by the music, I mean by the lyrics and the message, and I mean by the image that you have. So this would be the first thing that you would have to put the 100% attention. As I say in previous videos, it's your product is what it's gonna open doors or have more closed doors. So the level of your product. So let me say it again. So the level of your product is what is gonna open more doors or less doors. Okay, so I think it's very important, guys, that you reevaluate and analyze and say, okay, how can we make better music? How can we make these songs better? How can we get a better message that really resonates on people and triggers something in people? And also, how can we make this image, our image, like that shines, and that it's honest and that it's appealing to this product that we are doing. I think it's something that you should never stop reviewing and trying to always get to that next level. Because when you have this really well done, then it gets easier and easier to open these doors and all these actions that now we're gonna talk about. Okay, so first of all, super focus on that. All right, and then let's say how can we push this? Okay, how can we push these shows happening? Okay, and the key here is what I would say, it's the networking. Okay, and a lot of musicians that I talk about, a lot of musicians that I talk with, they are afraid of saying hi or of presenting themselves or just approaching people when they're in a festival, in a show, and just know people. And this is the key, guys. Human relationships, it's what moves the industry, and what is gonna make a band decide who's gonna be their opener, a big band. Of course, there's interests in between, but the most powerful tool is the human connection. So people want to work with people they like. This is a rule that happens everywhere, not just in music, but in everywhere. People likes to help people they like. Okay, so it's very important that you go out there and you go meet and present yourself and show your personality and let people know you. Okay, and when do we start doing that? The easiest thing, and I think a lot of bands also don't do, your shows. When you finish your show, instead of going to the backstage and staying there for a beer, just after your show, like trying to grab some air, don't forget that the work is not done yet. You have to go back to the place, and meet the people, meet your audience, not just meet your fans, which is also very important and strengthen your relationship with them, but also the potential people that is there that possibly it's going to be potential people, and meet them and strengthen the relationship with them and see what opportunities can happen from there. Maybe it's going to be a promoter that has another festival 100 kilometers away from that city, or maybe it's going to be the friend of that promoter. Maybe the promoter is not there, but there is a friend that is watching your show. They like the show, they are pumped, and that's the best moment. That's the hottest moment to make an action like this, because it's like, okay, the guy is really believing in the band. They already saw your show, that, by the way, should be fucking amazing. And that's the exact moment when the guy, if he has a connection to a promoter because he's a friend of whoever, is the moment that he will be more enthusiastic and he will believe more in the action of, okay, I want to help you guys. What can we do? What can I do for you? And if you just mentioned that you're looking for more shows and you're trying to get more and more shows, and what are their ideas, maybe he will tell you, oh, there's a festival here over there that my friend is dealing. Let me send a message. I will tell you how many times this happened to me, and it's not, I don't start conversations like, okay, let's see who is a promoter or has a friend of a promoter to get more shows. No, but just by the fact of just getting real relationships with people, this comes up very easily, okay? And it has to be very genuine. And it happened a lot of times that, oh yeah, I know this festival, or I know the guy from this festival, let me message him. And he's just opening the chat right in front of me and saying, hey man, you have to check out this band, Cryzix. And that's the best way. The best way promoters get ideas for new bands is through their own connections, these friends that are watching this, that are gonna watch you. And you have to understand that promoters are all the time looking for new acts to open for their shows, for their festivals, and that's a key thing. Okay, so go out there, talk with your fans, talk with the people who is there, and be open to see what happens, But first of all, start these relationships from a genuine perspective and a very personal perspective of just knowing people genuinely, and all this will happen for sure. But have this in your mind, like, okay, maybe from here I can get more and more options, more future options, okay? And for sure it will happen. But okay, let's put another example, okay? Because shows it's very basic. It is something that if you're not doing already, you should be doing it right now, okay? But let's now go to a little bit more difficult stage, where, for example, it is you're in a festival, okay? You're in a festival, and festival is a perfect place for networking and for meeting people in the industry, because festival gathers normally a lot of bookers, promoters from other festivals, people that is in these industry labels, and that's the perfect place that you get yourself known, okay? And not just about playing your show and doing your thing, but also after your show, you have to go to the VIP area or the press area or whatever area that you know that potentially there is people that it's not just going there to get drunk, but also to work, or not just work, but they are in these working holidays, which is all these people from industry, when they go to festivals, they are in these working holidays. Go there and go there from this perspective of, let's just have fun. Okay, let's just have fun, meet people, and see what happens, okay? With no expectations. This is the first thing, okay? Don't go out there like a shark trying to see who is who and just trying to see if I can get out something for you. But do it very natural, and you will see how cool is that. How cool is network, how cool is just do this cold approach. Sometimes you're in a festival, you can do whatever you want, you can talk to whoever you want just by checking their t-shirt and say, hey man, I love this band, and just start a conversation talking about this band and I don't know, a situation you had with that band or how you discovered that band. You don't need to be complex, it's very basic and it's very human, normal relationship. So this is a good way, go to the VIP area, press area, okay? And if you are not playing to that festival, but I also encourage you to go to other festivals that you don't play and go there with this idea of course, having fun, but of course, let's see who you can meet there, And again, try to go to the press area or the VIP or whatever. Try to get your connections if it's in your town or your country, and you get some friends. Try to get a VIP pass or something. and try to be in that area, because you have to work, guys. You guys, you have to work. It's not just about let's go to this festival and have some fun and get drunk. It's the things happen when you actively work towards that goal. Okay, it doesn't rain from the sky. You need to make things happen and do the first step. Okay, from this no expectation vibe. This is very important. But think about this, okay? And let me think of another context. For example, shows in your local area, right? Shows in your local area that in your city, you just go to the show. Of course, you will meet friends, you will meet people, but you will meet people that is working there, journalists, and for sure, promoters. Right? If it's a big show, of course, there's going to be promoters there. So it's another good way to just be there, have a good fun, watch good music live, and also see what potentially who you can talk to and get yourself known. And don't be afraid of getting yourself known, or in speaking people. We have, I believe we have this fear of rejection, very inherent, very deep inside of us. I don't know if this is because when we were in the classroom, when we were little kids in the school, when somebody said something and all the class laughed at you and you had this trauma or whatever. But we more and more we grow old, the more we have this fear of just speaking out loud, and say and meeting people. So beat this fear of rejection and do it step by step. You don't have to get crazy, but if you just do these little steps towards this beating the fear of rejection, you will feel more comfortable in your own skin in these unknown environments, and you will feel more secure of yourself, confident. And man, if you have a great band, if you have, I'm not just saying a big band, if you have a band that you really work your ass, music that you put your soul on your music, the lyrics and everything, when you feel so proud of your band, and even that no one knows your band, you really want people to discover it, and you will feel out of this passion. You will talk through this passion to these people. So you really want people to know about you, And from this passion is what people really perceives that. Don't forget that people that is in this industry, it's also for passion. It's not because they want the money, because this is not like normally it's not like a easy job. So the people who is putting their guts into these jobs in the industry, promoters, whatever, it's because they are passionate about it. And there is no better thing than meeting another guy that is also passionate about this music and the music that he is doing. So when you are contagious about this, you also act like a magnet, to all these people. So don't be afraid, talk to people, try it next time. If you're feeling unsecure about this, try it next time. Okay, just pick a random guy in the audience that for example, start with a t-shirt that you like the band that who is wearing. I don't know, there you see a Death t-shirt. Hey, I love this band, Death, I love the lyrics, I love this. And you will start just having a genuine connection with this guy that will be a random guy. Try it. This is a very powerful thing. And the more secure you feel in these areas and in these environments, the more easily it's going to be for you to just be yourself, be honest, and expose your personality, which is what is going to make people from the industry get magnetized by you, I don't know if I explained myself well. And last but not least, another thing that some bands are having this issue, okay? It's the fact that when they are from this city, it's hard for them to get out from this city circuit of shows, And one of the things that I would suggest to avoid to all these bands that are just playing their town or their city all over and over again through the year is start saying no to shows. Start saying no to shows and analyze every show and see what is the potential that all the shows had, Because you don't want to play all the time because people will get bored from you, You need to all the time try to do a step up and get bigger. So get bigger means play for bigger audiences. So you don't want to play the same pub, the same venue all the time, Or you don't want that the same promoter is asking you to open for the same kind of show all the time. You want to put, your limits and see, okay, I need to take the next show in my city to the next level. How can I do it, So that's why don't have fear on saying no to shows. Also, this will demonstrate the value that you have on your own and how serious you are about your career, because otherwise people will not take you seriously and they will offer you always the same kind of offer, So what I would do is try to get a good show. If I start from zero, try to get a really killer show in your town. If you don't know promoters, if you don't know anywhere, just try to get really cool bands that you get along in your scene and organize a show that it's really cool in your town. Okay, the more you do this, the more status you will gain, and then you will have the chance to meet promoters in your city. That's the thing that I would recommend you to do, and then get yourself known into these promoters and try to ask them, tell them like, hey, I have this band and we want to open for the next shows that you're organizing in the city. Take us in consideration to open for your shows, because promoters, as I said before, they are looking all the time for opening acts, okay? And they want new acts to be showing up, so it gets more fresh and fresh. So this is very important, okay? And the more you, and it will come the time, okay? If you do your job well of getting noise over there, of having a good music, good image, it will come the time that the promoter will say, okay, I need a band for this kind of big band or mid band, like 500 capacity venue. Let's give the chance to these guys, The promoter will say, okay, I know this guy, and if you're a nice guy, and you are a cool dude, the guy will say, okay, this band is maybe it's not that big, but I like the dude. I met him the other night or whatever, or the last month, and he seems like a cool guy. So let's give the chance to these boys because they are really working their ass. So let's give them the chance. Promoters will think about you and they will think about this mindset, because also they want to help people and cool people. So if you're a cool guy, you will get these offers sooner or later, or these opportunities. So when the opportunity comes that you can have really a big show of opening for a 500 capacity venue or 1000 capacity venue, man, that's great. That's a level up for your career, and this will give you the status to then go to another city or another country next to you and say, hey, look, I opened for this cool band in my country. Can you I'm looking for shows in your country, and start talking to other promoters from other countries, or start talking to festivals around your area or the country, the neighbor country, and saying that, hey, I played with this band. I opened for this band. We want to play to your festival. So all the time, try to increase your status with all these actions, and then you reach further and further. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a very big topic. I want to keep it like this. Maybe in another day I will extend more in other topics, like how to do it in other countries or other continents that maybe it's a bit more difficult. But let's keep it like this, man. You have to first conquer your city. You have to first conquer your country, the festivals of your country, the promoters of your country, and then you start reaching out to other countries near your area, okay? And it's a process, and it's a constant work. It's not fast, and it's not easy. But this attitude of being open to know people and to meet people and get yourself known, that's crucial. That's key. And so many bands that are starting, young bands, I see that they have this shame, and they are very nervous about this. And the more you unlock this, and you will unlock it by practicing it, by putting yourself in these environments that you don't know anybody, but you have to start talking to somebody, and you just open up a conversation with whoever. This will give you a lot of inner confidence. So I encourage you to practice this, and you can practice this Saturday when you go to a bar, and you just do a cold approach to a guy or a woman, whoever you want, So I hope this made sense for you guys, but I tell you, this is the key. Just for a conclusion, this is the key of a lot of shows and actions that happened for Cryzix in our career that were key. They started from these relationships. That's why I want to put in your mind the idea of how important is this, because the correct relationship and you nurture this relationship over time, then can lead in future years like crazy opportunities that will lead you to play in very big stages, And sometimes it happens like this, and you have to be aware, of this and how important it is to you to cultivate relationships in the professional world, And not just the professional world, also the people that is not professional. Also, it's very important that you cultivate these relationships, because you never know who the fuck this guy that seems like a random guy. You don't know which guy knows from what band or what festival or what promoters, So this is the importance. I hope you understood a little bit, and I will defend it, because this is the key of the growth of a career, of an international career of a band that never had the label, never had the like a big agency, as I said, never had like the people like to say, okay, I get you this show. No, for us it was very hard, to have this connection. So we had to work it from the underground, and that's how important is to create these networks around you. All right, guys. I hope you had some value in this episode, and I encourage you guys that you follow me more close to me in my broadcast channel in Instagram called Touring is My Business, where I share every week a lot of stuff, more like text and videos and stuff that are related to music industry, music business, and how to develop your career as a band. I'm very passionate about this topic. I really enjoyed it to do it with Cryzix, and I enjoy to give some perspective to also bands. So I encourage you to just go to my profile that is going to be over here, or you have the link in the description. You go to the broadcast channel, you just join, and you have me there, okay? And in case that you don't have Instagram because you're a true old school guy and you don't want Instagram in your life, I have a mailing list also where I share this information. It's also in the link in the description. You can join the mailing list. I'm just going to send all this information. I'm not going to bother you with other stuff. But you will receive very cool things, okay? So guys, thank you for joining me in a new episode, new podcast about Touring is My Business. And I'll see you in the next episode talking about valuable stuff for bands. Let's go, and thank you for following.